Hello and welcome to Geeky Guys. If you're into geeky things, we're the guys for you. Hi there guys, how's it going today? Today, in case you didn't know, we're having a bit of a discussion about the local game stores here in Launceston. I wanted to do a video like this for a little while, discussing the two different game stores that are mainly within Launceston. Now, I'm defining game stores in this sense because there are a couple other game stores, sort of, but mainly the game stores that I want to talk about are the game stores in which you can actually go into the store and play games within that store, not just stores where you can pick up, you know, the games and whatnot. Now, I was going to think about talking about the Warhammer gaming store that is already also in Launceston, but the thing is that realistically, due to many restrictions that have happened due to the coronavirus and whatnot, they simply don't run that many games as much anymore. They do still run games, so if you're more into Warhammer, I suggest that you can go and talk to them in the Warhammer store. But again, you can certainly get some of this other stuff elsewhere as well, so it's not like it's just limited to that store. So I think, you know, again, and that's what the only game they want you to play, whereas, you know, again, I want to talk about where you can go and play almost any game for the most part. So I'm going to be talking about Gameforge and Cinephile Gaming. So both these stores are good gaming stores, and both have their positive and somewhat negative aspects, or some aspects that the other doesn't do as well, or what have you. Now, if you're looking for mainly PC, online gaming, whatnot, that sort of thing, Gameforge is the place to go. Gameforge does have a few events on, including Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, and usually just Commander of a Friday nights as well. But they don't really have much else going on as scheduled events. Now, of course, you can sort of go in there and sort of set up your own game, Warhammer or what have you, or again get onto the PCs as long as you've got time, or as long as you've got the money to pay to get the time. So that's the one little thing there. You've got to be able to pay for the time, and you've also got to be in town. Now, I guess if you're in town and you've got a few minutes and you just want a few quick games before you have to go home or whatnot, then that's fine, and I've done that a few times. Or if it's a bit boring around town and you're just sort of waiting around, it's fine to go in there as well to get some games here and there on the PCs, or even in store. Sometimes there's a few people in there playing Commander for the most part. There's also some people that are over there that play Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, all sorts of different like TCG games. I'm not sure how much more D&D they do. I don't think they do very much anymore. I know that there's a group of guys that play some board games and whatnot, and some other things, but there's not really that much going on there. But again, some people I would encourage to see if you can discuss it with them, say, hey, look, we want to have a weekly or bi-weekly or whatever it is session in store, you know, for our, you know, game or whatever it is. We've got Gloomhaven, we've got Side, or whatever it is. But then again, the thing is, like, I don't know whether that's a huge point. It might be to some people, because it might be more difficult to go to a certain person's house or whatnot, but, you know, the thing is, in the end, you can go to your friend's house and play around the kitchen table for the most part, and this is going to be the true same thing here when I talk about Cinephile Gaming, but you know, just those little things. And again, if you've got a PC, again, you know, you can get most of the games pretty easily and play them on your PC or on your laptop, even if you get a laptop. So it's very easy to play at home, a lot of the games that they have. So mostly, you know, you're just going to the stores to buy what you need to play when you want to play, for the most part. And I think that's more true for Gameforge than it is for Cinephile Gaming, which is because Cinephile Gaming has a lot more events, and I'll be talking about those now. So Cinephile Gaming, if you're going there, it also has Pokemon lined up. It also has you know, much more board games that are available, and you know, there's lots of people that will, you know, sort of casually offer to play and whatnot. There's certainly Commander going on there quite a bit as well. I think there's quite more Commander going on there than there is at Forge, but you know, I don't know. Sometimes there's a lot more going on with the Forge than there is in Scenic, so sometimes it's here or there. So, but there certainly is quite a bit more other games as well. Of course, you know, you've got your standard, you've got your monthly modern, you've got your Pioneer, which has sort of been waning and whatnot a little bit there, but you know, again, there's other games and whatnot to be had. It's a very nice space to play in, because it's a very large space for the most part. It's not the largest space, of course, but there is some D&D going on here and there sometimes and whatnot. There is some Warhammer games that you can get there as well. You know, so the main difference is the PCs versus, like, I guess, you know, like non-PCs, I guess, for the most part. So, you know, like, I like playing with people for the most part, and that's what I find, you know, happens the most. And you know, like, again, there's a lot more other games, Digimon and that as well, that, you know, are just more casually played and whatnot. There used to be Transformers, there used to be whatever the other one was. There used to be, I can't think of what the game name is now, but anyway, as I said, you know, because the owner has a lot more games or board games and whatnot open for in-store play, it's a lot more like you can, even if you know, just want to learn the rules, like, or whatever, I find that it's much more inclusive to that, because there's a lot of people that are there that do know the rules of a lot of these board games or a lot of these TCGs for the most part, and a lot of us are very friendly, you know, sort of people for the most part, and you know, we'll, you know, take the time to say, you know, this is how you play the game, you know, you've got to start slow, you know, just remember to do this, remember to do that, remember to do this, you know, and then just little tips and tricks, and then just like, once you start getting into the flow of it, now you're starting to actually go, okay, now what, I can make the decisions by myself, should I do this, should I not do that, you know, is this a good card, not a good card, you know, things like that. Or, you know, Zombicide is one of the fun games that we have there, and or that they have there. You know, I always want to play the zombies, Dragon, Outcast, or whatever it is that's there. A couple other games, but again, you know, as I say, you can very easily go into either of these stores, pick up what you need. If you don't need a tutorial, or if you're going to watch an online tutorial, you know, it's very easy to, you know, again, not pick up all the rules and not pick up, you know, again, some of the things that are nuanced and more towards people and whatnot. So again, like, if somebody doesn't understand, then you can sort of more slowly work them through something in person, more than well, the tutorial is what the tutorial is, and it only tells me what it tells me. There's no more information to be gleaned unless I find another tutorial, and most tutorials are very much the same. Whereas if in person you have a very specific question or whatnot, then the people within the store probably will know it. So that is a good point about both stores. So I like Cinephile Gaming a lot more, just for my taste. Like, I don't mind playing PC games, but I again prefer to play with people for the most part. And again, I just find that GameForge has a problem sometimes with some of the people who do play PCs and whatnot having some anger issues and whatnot. They have tried to cut down on people, sort of doing that and being there who sort of do cause an issue sometimes, which is unfortunate in a way to a degree, because that's a lot of their business as well. So it makes it hard in that regard, but you sort of can't have that sort of thing there that much, with sometimes young children and whatnot, or with people who will feel uncomfortable, or the neighbours and whatnot, things like that. But for the most part, both the game stores are good game stores if you want to come in and play games. Again, it depends on what you want, depends on what store you wish to go to. Again, for me, I like to hang out at Cinephile Gaming for the most part, here and there. I like a couple of the guys that work at the Game Forge. They're cool guys and whatnot. We have some good conversations sometimes. Same with the guy who runs Cinephile Gaming. Conversations sometimes. But guys, tell me what you guys think about Cinephile Gaming and the Game Forge, as it's known now, or as it was once known, GUF. Write down there in the comments. Please remember that the success of channels like this is based on viewers like you, so please consider liking, sharing and subscribing. If you would like to support this content, you can also get social with us on our Discord and on our Facebook. If you would like to further support the channel, you can go onto our Patreon. All links are in the description. Thank you for your support. It really means a lot. I hope you have enjoyed this video here today, and if you have, I hope you will come back for another one. See you then.